Breaking! Tottenham urged to sack Postecoglou as interview surfaces, let himself down. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Ange Postecoglou heaped further pressure on himself as Tottenham were beaten 2-0 by Crystal Palace in the Premier League on Sunday. The Australian's future as Spurs boss is under serious threat as the North Londoners have sunk to 17th in the top flight and have now suffered 20 league defeats. Tottenham have not managed to win in the Premier League since their 3-1 triumph over relegated Southampton on the 6th of April. But Postecoglou's men can still achieve success this term after navigating their way through to the Europa League final, where they will lock horns with Manchester United. Tottenham fans call for Postecoglou to be sacked. After Spurs were beaten by Palace on Sunday, Postecoglou relayed the same old message as he admitted his side were not good enough. Tottenham fans were left angered by the footage of the interview, with one supporter posting on X that the 59-year-old had let himself down, while another user added, "Shocking reaction. There is currently speculation that the North Londoners will sack Postecoglou regardless of their potential success in the Europa League." However, even though Spurs have endured a woeful Premier League campaign, there is no doubt that the manager would become a Tottenham legend if he steers his side towards a European trophy. Perhaps if the North London outfit do go on to claim Europa League glory, Chairman Daniel Levy will feel he has no choice but to keep Postecoglou in the dugout. Week in, week out in the Premier League, Spurs have consistently performed poorly and were unravelled once again by Palace on Sunday. However, Postecoglou's side have not won any silverware since 2008, which demonstrates how big of an achievement it would be for the North London side if they can win the Europa League this term. The Australian's future is seemingly hanging by a thread, but he boasts a huge opportunity to create history. Eberechi Eze scored twice to inflict a 2-0 defeat on Tottenham. TBR Football understand Tottenham are keen to sign Eze as he continues to go from strength to strength at Crystal Palace. The man from Greenwich has now scored 12 goals and provided 11 assists in 40 appearances across all competitions this season. As Eberechi Eze prepared to leave the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday, he generously signed a few matchday programmes for Spurs fans who urged him to join their beloved club. Eberechi Eze smirks after being asked to join Tottenham. The Crystal Palace No.10 gave a cheeky grin and a sideways glance after one Tottenham fan asked him to leave the South Londoners for the North Londoners. It may have simply been a nice way for Eze to say "I can't answer that" to the supporter in question, although previous rumours suggest there could be more to it. Spurs are in a strong position to sign Eberechi Eze. Tottenham arranged a private box for Eze and his entourage last season, interestingly on the day Crystal Palace travelled to N17 for an away day. Tom Allnut of The Times told the Tottenham Way podcast, "It was interesting to me that Eze and his entourage had basically a full box to themselves at Tottenham. I don't know if that's entirely normal for an opposition player to have a whole suite of their friends and family and presumably a couple of agents. I know Eze belongs to CAA Base, who are an agency very connected with Spurs, but I did wonder if there was a bit of wooing going on there." As Allnut mentions, the 26-year-old is represented by CAA Base, who have strong ties to Spurs. The agency also manage Ange Postecoglou, Richarlison, James Maddison, Pedro Porro, Heung-min Son, Papi Sarr and Jed Spence. So if Eze does end up moving to Tottenham, it would not surprise us one bit. As the 2024-25 Premier League season winds down for Tottenham and the focus turns solely to the May 21st Europa League final against Manchester United, about half the players in the first-team squad are playing for their futures at the club. Perhaps the player in the most precarious position has also been one of the team's most impressive over the last few weeks. Mathis Tel was acquired on loan from Bayern Munich in the winter transfer window, and after an injury to Son Heung-min at the beginning of April, the young Frenchman became the main starting left winger with a huge opportunity to impress. Tottenham can purchase Tel permanently for £45 million, and while Spurs could negotiate that price down with Bayern since Die Rotem puzzlingly don't seem to have any future plans for him, Tel keeps making moves that should entice Tottenham to keep him at the original price if necessary. Mathis Tel was Tottenham's best player versus Crystal Palace. The 20-year-old left winger was the best player on the pitch in the defeat, particularly when you compare him to the other attacking players. Tell created 2 chances and won 4 fouls and made 4 tackles with 3 dribbles completed. He played like a man on a mission to not lose, showing more initiative on the attacking end and just as much fight on the defensive end as any Tottenham player. And once again, Tell made headlines with Spurs fans for actions with the faithful. He was seen humbly signing autographs and interacting with fans as if he were a permanent member of the squad who had been there for years. Tell is fighting for the team on the pitch with more desire than some of the Tottenham players who have actually been there for years. He's not even technically on the books at the club, yet he is doing everything he can to help, even when the result technically doesn't count for anything, as was the case against Crystal Palace. These are the moments in the season where you see who wants to be here and who doesn't. Tell clearly wants to be a Tottenham player, and I think that's invaluable. It's certainly worth £45 million when the player himself has the upside to be worth double that amount in 5 years if all goes well. For all the years Tottenham have spent not believing in talent, not taking risks, and not building a team around players who truly want to build something, Tell is an opportunity to change that narrative. How many big-name loan signings at Tottenham would sign autographs or leap into the stands or do any of the things Tell is doing? If there is any sense in the boardroom and any sense of fairness at Tottenham Hotspur, Tell will be sealing a move to the club shortly. That wraps up today's update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with all things Tottenham, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for our latest content. Be sure to give this video a like and share it with fellow Spurs supporters. Let's grow the Tottenham News Today community together. Thanks for tuning in. And as ever, come on you Spurs.